I got this girl pregnant. I asked her to abort the pregnancy after she broke the news to me. At the time, I was just 25 years old, still very young and ambitious. I knew her pregnancy would destroy my plans of having a bright future. I was also worried my father might stop sponsoring me and divert the attention to take care of the responsibilities of the unborn child. Besides, I never saw myself having anything to do with this girl concerning any marriage plans in future because she was not exactly the type I want for a wife, but you still had sex with her. I remember going that day to her house to have a mutual agreement with her and even offered her 25K to abort it, but she threw the money in my face and kicked me out of her room. Well, I went back home that day in so much anger and never bothered to call her.
So I always find it so heartbreaking whenever I come across women talking about being abandoned by men that they were in relationships with just because they announced that they're pregnant. And this is not something that just happens to young girls. It happens to women of various ages. You will even see a woman in her 50s saying, yes, I got involved with this man, and you think that this man is responsible, he's respectful. But then once the announcement comes, hey, I'm pregnant, they totally switch out on the person. And then you see like another part of the person, you're like, how did I not see this? So it is so sad. And I think I would like us to use this video to break down how men really think. Because like I always say, sometimes we see them the way we want to see them, not exactly how they are or how they see us. So looking at this video, this person basically is saying, I am just 25, right? So he is using his age as an excuse. He's 25, but he was young enough to still go and have sex with the lady, right? You are too young to take responsibility, but you are old enough to have intimacy with her, right? So, but the funny thing is, 25 is not a little age. Some places you go to, like even within Nigeria, for example, there are some tribes you go to, people marry even way younger than that, men and women, right? So 25 is not a small age. Go all over the world, there are people that are 25, they have opened businesses, there are people under 30 that are on the Forbes list that have achieved great things. Look at, go all over the world. So that 25, number one, in the first place, is not a small age. 25 is a grown up. That's just basically what I'm trying to say. So, and the next thing he said, he has ambitions that he needs to accomplish. He had ambition, but he didn't. The fact that he had ambition didn't push him to say, okay, if I must do this, let me even use protection. He didn't consider his ambition, and he was ready to keep going for how many times and for how long he could get away with it. But once the announcement came that the lady was pregnant, suddenly he remembers his ambitions. But he's not also considering, every single time I say, no, I don't want to use protection, how am I endangering my ambition? How am I endangering this lady's ambition? He's not thinking about that. He's just thinking about what he wants to get in the moment. Now, he also talked about all the risks involved. Now, it's as if once the announcement came, his eyes opened, supposedly. It's not that he doesn't know. He already knows, but he knows that he has a way out that is common and, which is basically to abandon the woman. And that's why we have a lot of single mothers. Yes, I understand that it's not always women being out of wedlock that leads to them becoming single mothers, but a great percentage of women become single mothers because of this reason. So he knew the risks involved. He knew that maybe his father will refuse to sponsor him and maybe now divert the money to taking care of the baby, because in this case, it seems like the father would want to do the right thing. He knew all those risks, but for him, he felt like, I will do whatever I want, and the person that will be sacrificed will be the woman, and I will be fine. Now, he said he never saw himself having anything to do with her except for having sex with her, right? Can you imagine? You know that you don't want anything to do with somebody, but you are doing the most intimate thing that you can do with the person. Like, I don't even understand. It's just like signing an agreement with the devil and saying, I know that I don't like the devil. When you have gone to have intimacy with a woman, there's nothing else that you can say that you don't want with her. But basically, so you see that situation of men loving to objectify women. It's just like, okay, I can wear this dress, but I'm not really into it, so I can just wear it and discard. Oh, I can eat chicken, but I'm not really a fan of chicken that much. So you find out that the men tend to objectify women. So what that should tell us, drill into our brain as women, is the fact that he's, everything. You say, oh, when we are doing the do, oh my goodness, it feels like whatever. Forget about it. For men, having intimacy with you or physical interactions with you does not mean, it's not a way that they express love at all. It's not a way that they express love. For women, yes, because it is something that, like for us women, we usually equate that with love, because before a woman will open up herself, she has already opened her heart to you. But a man's heart may be a stone. He may even look at you, he may even despise you. You might even have crazy hair. It might even be someone that has mental health issues that is out on the streets. It could be a baby, it could be anything, it could be anybody. A lot of men will still go for that person. So it's not about there's something special about you that is drawing them. So it's something that we women need to get. And it is not something that they outgrow. Because like I said, there are many women, they'll be in their 50s. They thought, oh, finally, God has remembered me. He has brought a man. And the man will be like, you're my everything. I can't wait to settle down. But once he says, oh, I'm pregnant, you see him, he will switch. So let us drill it into our brain. The fact that he's being all nice and sweet and everything does not mean that when pregnancy enters into the equation that he'll be ready to take responsibility. Now, he said, he now kind of said, I even gave her money, 25,000, to go and, get rid of what was in her belly. But that is basically at the risk of her own life. He couldn't bring out a little money to get whatever to protect himself if he must do that. But he's willing to spend that amount and he thinks he has done so much. So it doesn't matter whether it will affect her ability to have children. It doesn't matter if she will end up, getting on her life because maybe the procedure didn't go well. For him, the fact that he has brought out the money, it means that he has done so much. Why is she being, disrespectful, or why is she being ungrateful? And so basically, when she said, no, I'm not doing, and she tossed the money in his face and said, no, we have to take responsibility for this. We did it together. He got angry and he cut her off. And that is how these things play out. So what I'm trying to get at from this, it may seem very basic, it may seem normal, but the fact that these things continue to happen was what made me to think, let's talk about this. So the fact that a man is being nice or sweet or whatever does not mean that he cares. Do not be in a hurry to listen to what the sweet talk or whatever, and give in to whatever they are saying. Always put yourself first. Before you think of going on the bed, put yourself first. Put your career first. Put your future first. Put your dreams first. Because that is what they're always doing. No matter how close you think they are, when push comes to shove, they will always choose themselves. We women, we need to start practicing choosing ourselves. Learn to say no when you're not comfortable. Don't give in to that pressure to be the nice girl, the one that is kind, the one that is sweet. Because when push comes to shove, men will always choose themselves. Even if they don't care whether you think they're a monster, they don't care whatever you think about them, they will always choose themselves.